Sports Goombahs, Cassidy King here. The chef is back.
Yeah.
Mikey Wall is here.
Yep.
And this is the Sports Goombahs, coming to you live from the 515 studios, buried somewhere deep, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. That's 267-563-2893 to do some ranting and beefing. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that ranting and beefing going on. Sports Goombahs brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters. If you have an insurance claim you can't afford not to use, Castle going against your insurance claim to get the maximum money. 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Also by Graph FX Screen Printing. You want your t-shirts done the right way? You want them screen printed and done fast? 267-789-5491. 267-785-491. Graph FX Screen Printing. Best in the business. All right. We are live Twitter, Facebook.
Always live on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. We do a lot of tweeting around here, don't we? We the tweeting kings lately?
Yeah, because it's called tweeting, not
call whatever you want to call
twittering.
it. Listen, and when you're on my show, it's my language. Tweet, twat, whatever.
I will never speak your language. I can assure you that. I will never speak your language.
Nobody speaks his language. He barely speaks his own language.
Yeah, but it's very understandable.
No Marcus Mariotto.
It's Mariotto, dude.
Whatever you call him.
Last
no
night,
Kyle Kendricks.
I think yesterday. There's two Kyle Kendricks out there pitching.
No,
I thought he got traded to Chicago.
There's not another Kyle Kendricks. No,
it's
right.
Kyle Kendrick.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Get it right next time.
Yeah.
All right, let's get right to it. Okay. I mean, when you have a baseball team like this, they can't win. They got no pitching. They can't hit the ball. And watching Phillies baseball is ridiculous already. I mean, I'm watching game after game down there. Yesterday, I'm watching the game, and I can't believe they're fielding players. I mean, I can't even believe there's people in the stands.
We're talking about the Phillies right now?
Stop. Hashtag stop.
I'm looking at the two of your faces.
I'm like, what are you talking about? No.
Listen, if you were watching the show right now, you'll see Mikey's face. He's like, I'm going to throw something to Cash.
Well, because when you talk, I already half pay attention as it is. But the half that I was listening, I was like, wait, you're talking about the Phillies? But you're very liable to do it. Knowing you after, keep in mind, we haven't been here for since either of the last two Eagles games. We have two games to catch up on.
Yeah.
Knowing you would lead off with the Flyers point. So I'm shocked you didn't.
Got a Flyer shirt.
Yeah, I said
Playing
that.
tonight, first preseason game tonight.
All right, well, I guess we'll get right to the serious stuff of NFL football. And you go to watching a game last Thursday night. You watch Peyton Manning, have not an awful game, but and you hear the announcers talking about how he's starting to fall apart. He can't do it no more. And then all of a sudden, when the money's there and it's time to get it done, bang! He uses his mind, not just his body ability and his arm strength, which is diminished as well. But somehow Manning gets it done when he has to, and he'll quit and decide when he's done when it's his time, when he says so, and nobody else at this point. But you go from a game like that, and then you go into Sunday's football, and you sit there and you watch these games. There's some good ones, and then you gotta get yourself tuned up for the 4:00. What is it? It's Fox Game of the Week. They call what do they call it? They have a name for it or something like that. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. Hoo-ah! That's the rivalry.
Everybody was talking about that game, not just in Philly, not just in Dallas. There were Giant fans involved. Everything.
You got Joe Buck, whoever everybody likes to hate, not just in Philly. They hate him in other towns too. Believe me.
I like Buck.
Okay, whatever. But that's not my point. And you got Troy Aikman. And he's been beat up by he's beaten the Eagles and he's been beat up by the Eagles in his career, and he knows the rivalry, what goes on. What went on for the 3 hours of football is amazing to me, even for a team that wasn't playing well to play so stupid. And every player on the team, I'm thinking to myself, who got to this team? And if you did, you got to all 22 starters. You know what I mean? It's almost impossible. Am I blaming Chip Kelly for this? Maybe. 2 games. He hasn't won a decent football game since middle of last season, really, if you think about it. You go back that far. And talk about a team not ready to play, or it wasn't even about not being ready. It looked like they couldn't play. It's almost looked like you're watching a Sandlot team out there. They couldn't block. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't even get a play together. What happened to this offense that speeds up and runs left, right? Nothing was going right. And the quarterback, he looked like he never played before. I mean, he was the face on him, looking in the sky, and his reads. You're looking at the game, you're thinking it can't be this bad, because if it is this bad, this is not an NFL team.
Did you look at that and go, "Is this still preseason?" Because it looked that unorganized.
No, when
They look like the scrubs.
preseason looked better than that. Because
you're right.
Better.
You're right. I'll give you that.
We all saw Bradford play, and we all think, okay, Eagles got a quarterback, legitimate pocket
Where
quarterback.
We saw him play for 2 quarters.
Right, but I'm getting to that. But if you look at the people in football, everybody's got touting the Eagles. Hey, this is the team to beat. The team that beats down in Green Bay. That guy can play with anything he wants, up in whatever. It's Green Bay over left, right, or whatever. That quarterback, he's making a street guy look great. He's got the best wide receiver in football right now, I think, except for actually he's not a tight end. Anybody who's got Gronkowski on his team, forget about it, man. They got five and six guys on this dude, and he's still catching the balls and dragging everybody in the end zone. Amazing. You don't have him on your team, don't you?
I do. I'm in 2 leagues.
You must have busted again this week, right?
No, I actually went 1-1 this week.
No way.
You can blame Eddie Lacy for that.
Yeah.
3 carries and my leg hurts. Yeah, it was a rough week in the Walpole household.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go too far into fantasy. You'll hear more of that on Tuesday, by the way, not on Wednesday's programming alert. But man, my 3 running backs were Jeremy Hill, who left with an injury,
right.
CJ Anderson, who is CJ Anderson, and Eddie Lacy. Yeah. Those are my 3 running backs.
I said CJ.
So I think they combined for 4 points this week out of 3 guys. So rough week.
A telltale point of the day is listening to, and he did a great job on this one. Troy Aikman, color of his game.
I love Troy Aikman.
He was so disgusted about the NFL play on both sides, and I can imagine.
He said it many times. He said, "This is pathetic football. This is awful to watch. I'm embarrassed." He was ripping it.
I was like, yo, man, and Buck, he don't know shit. So Buck's just like, he thinks he's still calling a football game. He's like getting excited at plays. I'm thinking to myself, and and the Eagles had a chance to run back. Buck's like, okay, now I get the call. Fourth quarter is actually going to be exciting until the interception.
God forbid the guy tries to make a game exciting. Now he's a loser. Right?
He's not a loser. I don't want to call him a loser on this one. Hey, what you're going at? It's the fact of the matter.
God forbid he tries to make excitement out of a game.
Well, not that game. There was no excitement.
So you're supposed to go 1st and 10.
It's not golf.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not. There you go.
No, you just said. Oh, this idiot tries to build excitement. You literally just said that. You just said that.
And Aikman's going back to punt.
Here's the thing: when Aikman's calling the way he is like that, and he's trying to get Buck to out. Concede that, this is a bad football game, but Buck won't go to that point to not tell you what he's really watching. Crap out there. But Aikman was so disgusted, he had no choice for that to come out of his mouth. I didn't hear the Eagles broadcast at all, but I don't know what was going on there. Morrow Reese, sometimes he can't hold back either when you start to see disgusting play.
I've heard him.
I mean, a couple years ago, Andy Reid's team. Yeah, the Andy Reid, last seen Andy Reid, he was going off, he was going off his rocker, and I couldn't believe it because Morrow's, he's Eagle true and blue regardless. Mm-hmm. But I didn't put that on. But watching that game, and he actually had a chance to win this thing at the end. They're actually still in the football game playing so bad. Just goes to show how bad Dallas was and how they masked that by being 10 times as bad as they were. Cowboys were terrible too. I mean, they got a good defense, and they liked when they blitz, but without they lost their quarterback for 8 weeks.
More than that, probably.
More than 8 weeks?
Probably more than that, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry went, Jerry's, my boy's out for 3 weeks. Don't worry about it. We'll be right back.
It says 8 reports, and don't worry, the governor's telling him sign Tebow. So your boy made the headlines again.
When I heard Tebow, I said, he did not say Tebow, did he? It's like the cliche to think, when your quarterback goes down, Tebow. I don't understand it, man. The guy can't play football. But people just like to say his name. Just splatter his name out there. It's like the thing to say. It's like Tourette's. Tebow. It's almost like you can't go through a golf match without saying Tiger Woods, whether he's there or not. You got to mention Woods. Somehow Tiger Woods' name gets mentioned every tournament, regardless if he's there or not. He's, this is not a good. Nobody came because Woods wasn't there. Everybody packed the place because Woods is there, isn't there. It's back and forth. Or just say his name, for the hell of it. Amazing.
Because you have to.
Yeah, exactly. You don't go through an NFL Sunday without saying Tebow.
No, you can't.
You can't do it. I want to see 1 week where you can just go and watch all the pregame shows and stuff.
Well, apparently Drew Brees is hurt, so maybe New Orleans.
There you go.
Maybe they have a gig up for Tebow.
Yep.
I was going to mention his name. I mean, I really don't. As you said, I'm over it.
What did I say? I said something on Facebook as I was listening. I said, who just mentioned Tebow? Was it the governor?
The governor of Texas. It's in my notes here.
I'm talking about the gov here.
No, the governor of Texas.
No, the gov who comes on the pregame show.
The bloviating.
The burp. Slapping his hand.
They should have signed this.
Well, at least they did is they moved him over to the end now. He used to be in the middle. Now they got him slid over to the end.
That way when they pay, he's not in all the screenshots looking like
glassy eye Movo.
He looked like he was out in the parking lot taking too many tailgates.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to go back to another game. In the Chiefs game, was it me or was Andy Reid throwing the ball with 34 seconds left? I remember focusing on the game. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, hasn't he learned in all these years he's been coaching? He still manages to screw that clock up and give the other team a chance.
It's not just him. Didn't Coughlin do it in the Giants game too?
No, that was Eli. Eli didn't throw the ball out of bounds.
Okay,
Eli should no. He threw it out of bounds. He should have ran it and killed the clock. I think it was on that one.
Yeah. Week one. No, maybe of course we're going to pick on Reed because that's what you do. But I mean, you're making fun of him for throwing at the end of the first half, which was, you could say it's stupid. Then again, at the very end of the game, he's running the ball. Just kneel it.
Why hand it off? And it's
he butchered both the ends of the first half and second half.
You can do that if the other team isn't that good. But when you have Peyton Manning, you want to give these guys shots.
And not even just that. You go back to the first half when he threw the interception, was turned into a touchdown. The Chiefs, it's not that Chiefs have a juggernaut offense. No. If it's Aaron Rodgers and he throws a pick, you know what? It's fine because
get it back.
You could have very well have gone down in 30 seconds and scored. The Chiefs aren't moving the ball 70 yards in 35 seconds. It's not going to happen. Yeah, right. I mean, I don't want to say Andy gave the game away because it's not. He didn't throw the interception and he didn't fumble, but he put his players in a situation to do that.
That's him though. That's his career. Yeah. I was beefing with a friend of ours who loves the Kansas City Chiefs.
We've seen this with a lot of things. So with Eli, these teams are just butchering. Like are these coaches? Do they not know like play calls?
And what was Seattle? Was that this weekend? No, it was last weekend. When Seattle, we talked about that.
I'm not sure which.
When Seattle went for the onside kick. That was last week's, right?
Yeah,
we missed last week. I guess we don't even have to talk about last week's Eagle game. This trumps it so bad.
We can mention them both, and this is what we did. How awful it was to watch.
He had a decent second half last week, Bradford. To the point,
it's easy to have they're playing soft defense and they're up by 20. That's why.
Yes.
It's a sad world when Atlanta's 2-0.
They're not the worst team in the league.
Yeah, Atlanta's got players, man. But once Matty Ice, once he gets to the spot, wherever it is, where it's the playoffs, when he gets to that spot where the shakes start to come, he's done. He can't win that big football game, but he'll get there. And Atlanta at this point, they got weapons. I mean, they got wide receivers. They got he got a quarterback who can throw. And if you don't play against any defenses, you can win football games.
And we see that anymore. There's a lot of holes in a lot of defenses everywhere. It's not just there.
It's not the whole.
The defense wasn't too bad yesterday, though. Defense.
They were bad. They were good at containing the game and not letting a lot of points being scored. But the plays, if you get your defense letting up, I mean Maxwell. I mean that was a rookie. That was a rookie mistake that beat. I mean he got beat so bad it didn't look like you were even a pro with that. And the instant replay from behind the quarterback looked even worse. It looks like almost looked like he was running up to blitz or something because the guy just did a quick hip move and he was gone. And even Maxwell kept coming forward after he got beat a little bit, which is like, that means you're not focused. You're not thinking about what's going on out there. You're already disturbed by what's going on in the football game that you're not even playing well anymore.
It's like a hitter in baseball. He was guessing it and he guessed wrong.
Yeah, well.
Guessing on a play and you're already committed. Once you start like that, you're already committed.
I hope he's just not a product of the Seattle secondary.
He's definitely a product of the system. That doesn't mean he's awful. Let's not jump to conclusions. I'm not saying you, but you listen to the radio. You go on Facebook and just they're calling him, the next awesome one. Get him out of town.
Listen,
we're two games in.
Right, they got the Eagles done already on the radio and that kind of stuff. And to me, it's Chip Kelly.
Settle down a little bit.
I believe he was 1-3, 1-4 his first season that he won.
I believe it was 1-3 too.
1-3.
It could have been 4. I don't remember.
Yeah, and he came back. I mean, what's bothering everybody is the fact that going back to last year where they needed to win one stinking football game to get into the playoffs and he couldn't do it at the end of the season. Now you're 2 games into the regular season.
And it also hurts the fact that it's the Cowboys.
Yeah,
that's always going to sting.
But if you're looking at the schedule and it's not panic button yet time, because if you're looking back in the last 5 years, how many times have they won at home in the last 5 years? It's not a winning record. I don't think anyway. I'm pretty positive it's not.
There's a strategy here. The defense has to players. You put Maxwell. You play him to his strengths. You put him in a spot. You don't make him do something he's not used to doing. And you figure something out. You just don't give up on him. Well, that kind of cash, you're not giving up on him anyway. And they lose two defensive linemen yesterday, or the Eagles lost
linebackers.
Linebackers, yeah. Well, that's
Chico and Kendrick.
Yeah, that's it. That's your linebackers. That's the deal.
And how funny is that?
D'Amico Ryans is a step slower than he used to be. Yeah. Obviously, you sold out on a couple
steps slower.
Yeah.
And you look and you're like, oh, why is there so many damn linebackers on this team? I guess with your system.
Yeah.
with the system they're playing, they're going to need them now.
So, I mean, I'll pose a question to you kind of, is it panic button time?
No.
Is week 3 a must win?
Yeah. Okay. You don't beat a team like the Jets, then then you have a problem because there's just the low end of your schedule here. You got beaten teams like the Jets.
All right. First of all, the Jets are not nearly as bad as you're making them out to be.
Okay.
You do realize Rex isn't there anymore, so you can stop you can stop the blind hate that they're not as bad.
Listen, I hated them before. I thought the Jets were a joke before Rex was there. Okay, I think it's just the type of the franchises just they are what they are. They just they're Cleveland Indians football. I guess I don't know. They have to beat a team like this. If they lose to this team and go down 3, I say that, but then you look at the division they're in. There's a very good chance that this division could be a 500 team that goes to the playoffs.
I mean, that's the one. That's why. I mean, again, I don't want to say it's must win because again, it's 3 weeks out of 16. Theoretically, you can still go 13-3. It's not going to happen.
Is Bradford the top quarterback in the division?
In the division,
as of right now, no.
At this point,
Eli is right now, right? I guess.
No, I mean, how could you say Eli? He's 0-2, just like Bradford
but
is.
I guess he looked a little better than Bradford in the game.
Romo's out, so
yeah.
So you got,
and I'm not quite sure.
C-3PO?
I don't.
It's not even 3.
He's not even close. It would be.
C-3PO's done.
It'd be Cousins, but no, Cousins is not the best quarterback.
Yeah. So it's Eli by default.
No, maybe it's somebody who's not even playing. Maybe it's maybe it's Sanchez who's the best quarterback. Who knows? But no, this division is so bad to where it's not a must win week 3. But you sure as hell really want to get this win. You don't want to drop this one as well.
Right now they're a 2-point favor. I mean, the fact that they're
they're favorite week 1, favorite week 2 as well.
This team obviously there's some talent on this team, especially in the backfield. The wide receivers, I'm guessing there's talent. They look like there was talent on this team, but you drop balls like they do. I mean, if Matthews is good, he doesn't drop balls. But my point being is, as good as he is, I mean, if he can't catch footballs,
Matthews is not the problem.
Yeah.
He's not the problem.
He's not. But I'm saying he dropped some balls, but and some of those balls that he dropped, they could have made a difference, first down, stuff like that, especially in last week's game.
Definitely.
But your quarterback,
I'm sure Tom Brady misses some throws. I'm sure J.J. Watt misses some tackles.
God damn, Brady ain't missing many. I'll tell you, man.
I'm just saying,
this dude's playing angry football right now. It doesn't matter how many points the other team scores against the Patriots. They will outscore whoever they're playing against, and he doesn't care, man. He got a pissed off look on his face. He's like, this guy's playing.
Determined.
He's playing like he's a 4th or 5th year player right now. Like he's trying to make his moves.
Just remember, 10.5 wins, that over under.
Yeah.
I told you in the show that is the easiest money you'll ever win in your entire life.
But when we
put
that out there, was that the day that he said that he was playing, right?
We knew he was playing.
We knew he was playing, but it
was before the season started, though.
Wait, but with our printouts, did it come in? We printed out that day. I'm just trying to make sure.
No, we knew he was. Yeah, he was cleared a full week ahead of time. We knew he was playing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that they're stupid because they probably figured that he's rusty or whatever. And I don't know. They used the word rust all last week. They used the word rust for all kinds of NFL players. First week, second week, rust. Bullshit, rust.
Well, see that there's one thing that does piss me off, and I've always said that either the preseason, I don't understand, and I bring it back to you with the Phillies when you sit your starters rolling into the playoffs.
Right.
Why? I mean, why don't you let your guys just shift everything back one game? And have Bradford's first quarter appearance should be that 4th game, and let the friggin' scrubs play the first 3 games, and that way you got some damn momentum.
You can't do that.
Why?
Because you evaluate. You need those games to
evaluate.
Yeah, but
you need to use the first 3 games to evaluate and put your starters in and roll into the first game.
Listen,
I don't get it.
They're smarter guys than we are, and they've been doing this for years and years. So there's a reason why it's
and we're still having people go down. We're still having teams look bad.
Injuries always going to happen.
Injuries going to happen. Look at the injuries are happening now in game 2 and 3.
It was a mess.
Game 1 and 2, everybody's going down. Dallas lost their quarterback. He didn't lose him in the preseason. He lost him in the regular season. So now game 2. What's the difference between game 2 and the 4th game of preseason? It's still a 3-week difference of the injury, and that much more time you're going to have to get right. And now with Aikman, I figure collarbone, he's got to be fractured collarbone.
Yeah,
non-surgery, non-throwing.
All right, so they'll try to put him in a cast if the backup can make it to the playoffs.
He broke this before, so they say it's not season-ending, but it's definitely majority of the season.
Yeah,
I mean, look, you can come back in 6. But
he's not
most likely
in
8. Most likely
he's not coming back in 6.
He's not the young guy he was, 8, 9 years ago. I mean, this is your older dude. It takes longer to get this stuff done.
Now, through 2 weeks of the season, we've seen pretty much every team except for the ones playing now play 2 games.
Right.
is a Super Bowl favorite. I mean, it's still the Patriots, right? Still Patriots, Packers. I mean,
I can't. As I watch the Patriots and see how,
if anything, they
got 4 good tight ends now.
Spreading the gap. They're just making the gap even larger.
They have 4 good tight ends. They got a 4 tight end set that they put out there, which I don't. How do you defend that? If you run the ball and you got 4 guys, 2 on both sides on a running play, and then you got the 2 receivers who are eligible, that's tough. And as big as they are, I mean, Belichick knows how to build a football team. You can see it here. Cheating, no cheating,
definitely
whatever.
Don't think they had 4 tight ends and 2 receivers.
They have 4 tight ends that they put out there yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 4 tight end set that they put out. They got that. Didn't they get somebody, Harris or something like that, who caught a touchdown pass? Another guy looks like he can play the position. They always have good tight ends, regardless. Through the whole, even before Gronkowski,
he always favors that position.
Yeah, and if Hernandez doesn't go to jail for killing somebody, then the 2 of these guys could own the league the way they play. But I just can't see if you can't cover Gronkowski with 3.
Well, you can't.
Like if you can't,
you can't.
Then you're in trouble. When you got Edelman's, he's my guy. He's a fantasy guru as far as I'm concerned. He's good stuff. And Amendola is a player too. The problem with these guys,
and it's funny, the running back. Yeah, it was running back who apparently couldn't hack it in Philadelphia.
Yeah, right.
He's now the star running back for the Patriots. I love that.
And they say that on TV to the former Eagle. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Who? Dion Lewis.
He was nothing here. Right.
He's getting 100 yards a game for the best team in football.
Yeah. Yeah, they're well polished. I mean, their defense is suspect a little bit. You can score on the Patriots, but like I said, what's the difference?
It is, but a lot of I'm looking at the Patriots now. They've given up 53 points in 2 games, which is a lot, but how many of them were garbage points? I mean, they were up by 20 again yesterday.
Buffalo,
and they got some late touchdowns, and then
just McCoy went nuts yesterday in the second half.
No.
Got some yards now.
Not that I'm aware of. No. Tyrod Taylor looked good again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the Bills. That's they're not a real threat. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I mean, yeah, we're 0-2, and we're talking about panicking. Ravens 0-2.
Yeah, Ravens are going. They're down.
Saints 0-2. Lions 0-2. Seahawks 0-2.
Yeah, that's Seahawks 0-2. Well, Seahawks.
I mean, are they panicking the same way we're panicking right now?
I think the Seahawks got problems, man. They have internal problems. I think the players. I mean, their quarterback's getting goofy here. I mean, Aaron Rodgers went at it yesterday. Actually, Aaron Rodgers, for the first time, I think, in his career, went at it with another player verbally on the tweet stuff or whatever. It said, here's I think this is what Wilson said. He said, God is setting us up to make this so dramatic at the end. So rewarding, so special. Wilson also thanked God as he cried on the field during the post-game interview with Fox. So Wilson's losing his mind here. And, Rodgers comes back with, I don't think God cares a whole lot about the outcome. Obviously, that's about time someone comes and says that. And he says, Rodgers said a day later in an interview with ESPN, which was today, he says, he cares more about people involved, but I don't think he's a big football fan. And he said this, and I saw him, and I saw the tape, straight-faced, no calm me like this, straight face.
That's Rodgers.
Yeah, straight face. Wasn't even like he wasn't doing his,
discount double check.
He was really serious about that. And you look at Wilson, he's losing his mind. I mean, religious one thing or another, but you get so involved in it like that, you're starting to float around the field. You know what I mean? You're feeling, and with that, and with some of the contract problems they have, the players they lost, and their coach still doesn't look right. You see him on the sideline. He doesn't look right since last year. His facial expressions, he's not doing that. He's not smiling a lot. He's like, I know they're losing, but still, he just doesn't look like. He looks pale on the sideline. And as soon as I saw him yesterday, I said, look at him. Something wrong with him, man.
Keep in mind that Cashie's a little partial here. He never liked them, even in college.
But I'm just saying, after that call last year, man, he's lost it. I think, when you do something that stupid in your life, that you become one of the all-time worst calls in sports history, people tell you that, then you get that label, and it's tough to get rid of that. You better win another couple Super Bowls. Not this year. They're not going back this year. I don't care if they win. It happens. Especially after you lose a Super Bowl, you very rarely come back to that again. We talked about this. I think it was once or twice in the last 30 years. No, it's 40 years that a team.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm not writing the Seahawks off because they're 0-2.
Well, I'm going them off because playoff well, but listen, if Green Bay is as good as they look right now with the team that they have, and they're only going to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah.
And Rodgers.
I don't think Lacey's a serious injury, but they're dropping. They just lost their top receiver, top running back.
Oh, they got their top receiver. He's playing right now.
No, I know. I'm saying that before the season. But that's the point I'm trying to make is they lost their top receiver and they shrugged it off. They just lost their running back. He didn't play. He had 3 carries and he was out. And they shrugged it off and just beat the Seahawks.
It shows you that these quarterbacks, these elite quarterbacks, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you, that's one thing that's been bothering me is just the word elite quarterback.
Right. Everybody wants to be.
They're all elite. If you talk to any, there's 17 elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
When you have a quarterback like with Brady and Rodgers, where the players around it don't matter as long as they can run the system, these quarterbacks know.
Yeah,
and it's there, and Peyton Manning too. It's the same deal. And the three of these guys have somehow managed to do all this stuff, all this winning with all kinds of different players. Even Manning, now that he's with Denver, he's still winning football games with different players. They are like we talk about in hockey and basketball, LeBron James, Jordan, making players around you better. That's what these three guys do. And that's why every year when football starts, you see Green Bay, Denver, or whoever Peyton Manning's with, and Brady as these are the top teams to win the Super Bowl this year. Well, now if you give, it looks like Roethlisberger, if you give him a player,
that's I was just going to mention that. I think there's 5 elite quarterbacks in football.
And he's underrated. He's always been underrated.
I think it's Rodgers, it's Manning, it's Brady, it's Luck. And I think it's Roethlisberger.
He does it different though. He does it more of a tough way than he does preciseness and accuracy. He puts the ball. He stays in the pocket longer than anybody ever saw.
He takes a freaking beating. That guy. He's one of the old school guys that you look back and they're the ones that take the.
He also deserves more flags thrown because he doesn't get enough because of who he is. Sometimes
because he's so damn big. Yeah. That's why. I mean, if you go after Brady like that. You get a flag, or even any of the bannings. It's just the way it is.
I don't get to.
But well, true. But okay. But look at it like this too. Even more, it's even harder because in hockey and basketball, it's more team involved on a constant basis, and you can when you're an elite player, you make everybody better, and you can find more elite players in those sports because the evidence is so much there. So easily to see. In football, with a quarterback, it's a little bit harder, not because each thing is stop and go. It's not so constant where if you're on a line, you're going to see on hockey, you're going to see if you're stuck on a line with Wayne Gretzky, guess what? You're getting like 25 goals, 30 goals that season automatically. It's not always evident because when Brady's on the field, he's got like 5 guys to throw to or hand off to. The evidence is always there right away, but you can see it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was so lost. That's the point we're trying to make. I'm just being honest. I don't know what the point you're trying to make.
What you're saying about elite players, we've said on the show that elite players are players that make other players great around them.
No, not quite. I mean, that's one of the criteria for it. But I mean,
think it's more
one of
evident in the other sports. In football, it's harder. Is what I'm trying to prove.
Well, it's not.
I don't think it's hard because
it's not that it's hard because it's just because you don't see as many players taking that role because it's a harder sport to play, maybe. But if it depends on what you have around you. To me, if it's harder, then it makes the person a lot more special. Like these quarterbacks that we've been seeing for the last 10 years. I mean, it's a group of guys that are separated. In the other sports, there's many players. I mean, I understand what you're saying. There's a lot of different players, but here's the thing. When you talk about making players around you better, it's not because they're better. It's obviously because you're better. But I'm getting lost here, man.
I don't know where you're going.
I freaking lost myself. Yeah, screw it. Let's go on to something else. Fucking elite players. The one who's elite to me is the one that I'm on. If I'm on this weekend for me, he's elite. That's all I care about. I want to get into a subject here, real quick. We're talking football, and I'm going to talk about these 2 idiot kids from Texas who I woke up in the morning and saw these 2 clowns. I'm not going to say their name because they're not warranted, but I will say George Stephanopoulos, that clown from ABC, who put these 2 kids on and tried to make like they were innocent about this whole thing. They were told to hit this referee by their coach. They rolled on their coach simply, real fast. They didn't even hesitate. All dressed up with the mullets and the suits, the tie, whatever they were wearing.
You see that mullet?
I know what that was.
That was
a skunk on his head.
That was the worst hair I've ever seen a human being have.
I don't understand why Good Morning America, was that what it is? Was it?
It was GMA.
Yeah, Good Morning America, and I don't like George anyway because you know what he toes the line all the time, and for him to he could yay or nay interviewing these 2 kids, and what about interviewing the guy that got whacked? Doesn't that matter? How come he's not being interviewed? How come somebody's not standing up for him on TV and prime time and giving these? And they're telling, these kids are honor students. They made a mistake. You got a coach saying, go and maim the referee, and you're trying to get off on it. These kids should suspend it. I mean, call the police, whatever they're going to do. They should have charges. Yep. If the coach said do it, of course the coach going to say, I didn't say nothing. These kids rolled on me. Now I'm going to say, yeah, I said
just
do
pointing
it.
the finger. Yeah, it's
racial slurs.
He said, she said.
The one kid said, "Oh, he told us to speak English." When did that become a racial slur?
Speak English.
Speak English. Yeah, the referee said "speak English" to one of the guys on the team after a play. So he goes, "Oh, they had racial slur. They said the N-word and speak English." Like, speak English. That's a racial slur. When did that become? That's what I'm telling you. That's what they said. B. That's what you know.
I watched
you know what? Yeah. Either way, show me in the law where it says, okay, you said say English or racial slur. Okay, that's okay. I can hit you now. It's okay.
It's not the point. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I mean.
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
I'm not saying it's okay either.
No, yeah, he's not saying.
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
No, but I agree with everything you're saying. Let's just say if the referee walked up to an African American kid on the team, looked him right in his eyes, and screamed the N-word. You can't just hit them for that. You can't do that. You can't just punch a problem. Right, even if he did it again, I'll be right there. I don't think the ref did any of these things he's being told.
Yeah.
I just think that they're idiot kids. Yeah, even if he did, you can't do what you did.
I believe the ref did something that refs do. You know, when they made a bad call, they threw a player out that they didn't like that he threw out. That's what the whole thing was about. They threw a player out.
Tossed the kid out. He was thrown. Yeah, but even if he's doing that and giving an attitude, which is that's probably what happened. He's probably giving the attitude to the kid.
I'm tired. I watched the debates last week, you know, and I watched an ABC interview these kids and the stuff that they put on TV that they showed it. They make these stories about. It's getting to a point now where it's good to be bad to get on TV. You know, be Donald Trump, yell and scream and talk and say all kinds of stuff bad. The worse things that come out of his mouth, the more TV he gets. And it's like these kids, they hit this guy. They don't deserve to be on ABC TV ever in their life.
They deserve to be in jail.
But why did they have to interview them?
Because you're telling me that right now, if these kids wanted to talk to us, and you would say, no, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't. Yeah, if I want to call and explain our story, you're going to say, no, I don't want the interview. Of course you're going to take it. Good Morning America's got to take that.
I don't know which way that went, though. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that way. From what I know, from what I can tell, they went after them.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well,
because they know people are going to watch it.
Because
that's my point. I understand.
You're talking.
I understand that part. I understand what ratings are. And I watched when I went to hear his kids because I was so angry at it. I watched too. And it's just like the debates. I watched the debates because I want to see the chaos. I don't care what they have to say. I want to see what Trump could do to rowdy up the whole thing and have everybody screaming at each other. It's not even matter what they stand for. It's a matter of what kind of chaos they can cause on stage.
Everything's about the it's backward morality. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not. Should they have talked to the coach that got is what? Concussion, broken bones, whatever it was? Should they have talked to him? Probably. But guess what? The more ratings on the bad boys.
Exactly.
It's always been that way.
It's terrible.
And it's always going to be that way.
Bad press.
There's no such thing as bad press.
There's going to be an interview with the ref. If there hasn't already been one, there's going to be one.
Yeah, it'll be Jimmy Fallon or something.
But of course they want to hear why did you do it. They want to hear the story.
Yeah, and the story's not going to come out right. I mean, they're saying what they're saying now, but it's so unbelievable. That's why they did it.
But it doesn't justify the fact
that you're ripping Good Morning America, but he it's not like he was sitting there kissing up to these kids.
A little bit, man.
He did say, he's like, okay, well, it's like, you know, yeah, he told you to do it, but you still did it.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't mean that you had to go do it. And they go, well, and then of course their excuse was, well, we look up to him as a father figure. We trusted that he would have the best intentions.
And that's so stupid.
It's not like
it's so stupid that we're all falling for that shit.
No one's falling.
Okay, no,
nobody's
because
falling for it.
Look, you're putting it on TV. Yeah, you put it on TV, and here are a couple of teenagers that have already figured out how to work the system by saying, "Okay, it's racist stuff. It's this and that." It is. It is.
That allure sex.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
same because they're 15
because you're teaching them that. Then, if you're a lawyer, I understand his job is to get you off, but that's just it's crap. What do you want me to say? It's crap.
It's crap.
Crap. It's serious crap though. I mean, when you see players do that, and I know that you don't think, well, how are the guys going to try to do that to get themselves on TV to get the publicity?
No,
guys aren't as fortunate. These two kids are smart. They're going to get degrees or straight A students or whatever. Did this, so already they're already planning on going to college. Their life's kind of set in front of them. So they say. I don't know.
Sure. In their head it is, but they're always gonna have this.
Yeah,
it's not like they're gonna. It's not.
Yeah, they will, but it won't be a charge. Even if they get charged.
No, but they'll still be known as that.
Yeah,
it'll even if it's whatever it is, it'll be they're juveniles. It'll be sealed.
Yeah, but no, I'm not talking.
That's not the point. That's not my point.
I'm not talking about that.
Going to a college program, it'll be there if you think you're going to school with.
I'm talking about day-to-day life. Like if that kid went to my school, he's gonna get things are gonna be said to him by and things that they're not going to hear on a daily basis. They're gonna have to live with that in that aspect. I don't mean like a whole record and being charged with things. I don't mean that kind of way. I'm just talking about the fact that everywhere they go, they're gonna be hearing this from the peers, from coworkers, from people above them. They're gonna live with this forever. Yeah. They're gonna be known as the two douche idiots who decided to attack somebody from behind. That's a word. Like I said before, if the ref said N-word right to your face and you punch him in the face,
at least you saw it coming.
Yeah, at least he said something. You reacted. They weren't reacting to something. This was as a play was about to begin. They were, the ref wasn't looking, he was blindsided by it. It wasn't a heat of the moment thing. Like, everyone has times in life, maybe not this physical, but you, in the heat of the moment, you do something that you would have done normally.
Because
it'd be like if something happened to you in the heat of the moment, you walked away, and then 20 minutes later, you came back and speared them from behind.
Yeah.
And
you thought about that.
Yeah, premeditated.
It's conspiracy. Two kids did it. It wasn't one kid doing it. One did it. The other came in afterwards. I mean, it was planned. They did it. And he said, what do you say? Oh, I tried to pull up.
He said tried to pull up.
I was like, what?
As you went head first.
I tried to pull up.
Head and shoulder pad first into a down ref.
When he said that, then I said, all right, this is all staged. All this stuff they're saying is bullshit staged. The lawyer has him saying a certain amount of things. The lawyer's getting more press than anything here. Now he's doing pro bono work for these two little idiot kids. He's getting himself on TV. He's going to get all kinds of work. He's the one cashing in on this deal. Okay? Bar none. I
would hope the kids wouldn't be cashing in.
Yeah.
You would think.
I would really hope
you would think.
Yeah.
Somebody out there will sponsor them. You watch.
No. I don't know. It's the way of the world, man. Yep. That's how it goes. Yep. Well, it's just getting off the NFL there. It's not like the NFL, but, personal foul.
The future of the NFL.
Yeah.
It's the future.
No, it's definitely not. With the hitting and the tackling in the NFL, that's not the future, man. You can't tackle anybody, let alone the refs or the field judge or whatever.
Yeah, I just want to give an update because I'm not sure if you guys are following this game or not, but the Jets next week opponent, they're beating the Colts in Indy, 7-0, and making Luck look pedestrian.
That's
Oh, wait a minute! I think
4 of 11, no touchdowns, and
Jets can't be good.
And 1 interception.
Bring Rets back, please.
So let's not count the win yet.
Yep,
the Jets aren't bad.
Well, I need Luck to be bad tonight because he's my opponent.
You're well
in
on
fantasy.
your way. You're well on your way.
Yeah, listen, I won just with Antonio Brown yesterday. That's all I needed to win my guy. Hit him by almost 50 or 60 points.
Now, if you want to win your league, tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
That's right.
For the Fantasy Football Show.
We get it done. I'm Cassidy King. The chef's here. He's back. I got Mikey the Wall, Sports Goombahs. We're going to go pay a couple bills, and we'll be right back.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Need an electrician? Think about adding surveillance or security to your home? Call Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151. Ask for Big Joe and tell him the Sports Goombahs sent you. That's 215-400-1151. They're the #1 electric installer in the Delaware Valley. Guaranteed customer satisfactions. That's Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151.
Have damage to your house? Avoid the hassle. Just call Castle Public Adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company. 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cassie, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, Cash the King here, back. Sports Goombahs. Back in the 515 studios. Very deep, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Give us a call. You know the numbers, or if you don't, I'm going to tell it to you. 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline. Want to do some random beef? You want to talk about some Eagles? Or whatever you want to talk about. I don't care what it is. You want to talk the presidential, the GOP race? You want to talk, what was going on out there? Oh, I didn't watch the Emmys yesterday. I forgot to watch the Emmys.
I would never watch that.
How bad is that when you don't even know the Emmys?
I didn't know they were on until I listened to Stern this morning.
I saw the news and the Emmys were announcing the winners. I'm like, oh, Game of Thrones cleaned up. Okay, are they?
I had Ray Donovan on. I watched the first hour, and I said it was so good. I watched the second hour to see it again. The stuff that I missed, you know. Mickey Donovan's the best, man.
Didn't they win something too? They won.
Yeah, they must have won something. Did he win something? Yeah.
Worst show?
No.
How is this still in the air? Special?
What's his name? John Voight didn't win for a supporting actor or something like that, or in a drama? No, I thought so. What are you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. We're gonna talk about my plays this week. How I earned money for everybody up until Sunday. Okay, this is the pick session. You know, the pick session does. I try to earn you as much money as I can, and it's brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. Or give them a call, 215-322-2561. Mikey Primo and Matty Lydon, they'll shine your car up till you can't even see what you're seeing because it's so damn shiny. All right. I had a nice run. I had an 8-1 run from last Sunday on. I told you last week I want you on Toronto every night. I did that. It worked out good for me. I collected a few dollars. There's a rule I have here. When a team is hot in baseball and you come up on Sunday, you stay off them. That's what I did last week. You stay off certain teams. Like when Sundays are a bad day for baseball, especially for a team that's doing good. They'll fool themselves on Sundays. Well, I didn't follow my rule yesterday. You know, Toronto had some trouble. They were in Boston. You know, it's funny. I had a game the other day. I think I text you. Like, I don't know. I was losing the game 6-4, and I was losing the under and the game, so I was losing it both ways. All of a sudden, Toronto comes and Boston. It was 4-2. Boston ties the game in the bottom of the ninth. So now I'm not winning anything, but I'm back on the board because now it's going extra innings. Now I get the total, so I can get the total and the win. Well, I ended up splitting, but the total, the side total of 4.5 was more money than the win itself. Yesterday I got sloppy. I took Toronto minus the 200 because I didn't think I'm going to lose 2 games in a row. I blew that. I blew the 5 runs. I blew St. Louis, over 22. I thought Nick Foles would come and have a decent game, at least score some touchdowns. Looked good the first week. My mistake. 10 points, lousy. The New York Giants, I had the Giant game over 51. I don't even want to talk about that. That was another disgusting place. I lost 4 last night. Terrible. And I told you about it. I said, #loser, Cash the King. Put it right up there on the site and on my Facebook page. When I lose, I tell you about it. I'm proud of it sometimes. Makes me human. Go 8-1 during the week, earning for everybody. Still earning after the dust settled. Not as much as I like to put to everybody, but hey, it was a few dollars more. It's a winning week, no matter how you look at it.
Thank God hockey's starting. So.
Yeah, well,
you always said that's not going to trend. That was your moneymaker.
I understand that. Last year, hockey was rough with me. Hockey put me into a bad start with baseball. Anyway, tomorrow I have a couple baseball games. I have Kansas City's hosting Seattle. I like the over in this game. Kansas City's heating up again. It's another team I got to start popping on. You know me, I was on that in the beginning of the season, kind of jumped off them a little bit after they had a bad couple of weeks and latched on to Toronto. I like Kansas City, Seattle, the over 8 tomorrow, minus the 110. I think that's an easy play. The other game I like tomorrow night, Toronto over the 4.5. Now, Mike, can you find out who's pitching tomorrow in the game?
For who?
For the New York Yankees. Salazar? Was that his name? No.
I'll find out for you in 2 seconds.
I like Toronto on the over 4.5. Anytime I see Toronto home 4.5, I'm on them. I mean, this team's banging 5, 6.
Severino. Luis Severino.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's okay.
He's good. Toronto's
got the bangers. I mean, they're scoring runs, at an alarming rate, and even if they lose to New York tomorrow, which they might lose a couple games here, I don't know. Toronto, I can't tell right now. At the end of this week, it kind of got shaky. Couple injuries. Tulowitzki's out. He's a big deal in that lineup when he's out. Okay, it changes the way things go, and it's showing that right now because when he was in there, they were banging like crazy. Now they're just getting past. I like Toronto tomorrow on the over 4.5. I'm always on them if it's 5 or less, regardless at home. It's the way it is with them. Thursday night football, Washington, New York. I like a side. I like New York to the -4 right now. Could go to 5. I don't know. I could go either way. I'm not sure. What these teams are. I don't know what Washington is right now. I would definitely know what the Giants are. They're 0-2, right? That's what they are.
They're through the first 2 quarters, they're one of the best teams of football.
Yeah.
And then the 4th quarter, they're the worst team of football. Well, the worst football
team. To me, when the clock strikes 0, that's the football team you are.
Yep.
I like New York minus the 4 against Washington. Eli needs a game here. He needs a game where he doesn't screw up.
This is a good game to do it.
Yeah. I would buy that down to 3 because even though they might be a better team than Washington, when it's Washington, New York, Dallas, Washington, New York, when these teams play together, there's always that, that 3-point, whether they're good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that these 2 teams are playing each other. So I like that game. I would buy it down to 3. Next weekend, I got a couple side totals I'm going to put out right now that you should get on them if you can because they're going to move. New England Patriots, Jacksonville. The game total is 47. I think New England might score 47 themselves on this one. Okay? Regardless.
Yeah, that's the problem is Jacksonville going to score the points?
I don't need it. Well, if it's a side total, it's not going to be the whole 47. It's probably going to be like 30. You know what I mean? So that's good enough for me for Tom Brady. Also, Arizona. I'm liking this football team. I think they got an offense now to go on with this real good defense. They're in San Francisco. I think it's a bad football team. Okay, or a troublesome football team one way or another. The under and over here is 44 in that one. So I'm looking at maybe 28 there for Arizona, at that number. But either way, I like the 2 side totals on those games. So there's our place. I got New England, Arizona next weekend, the NFL next Sunday. The 2 side totals. I got the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football minus the 4, buy it down to 3. That's what I would do. I got tomorrow. I got Toronto over the 4.5 team side total, hosting the Yankees, and I have Seattle and Kansas City over 8 total runs. Those are our plays. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays out there for you. Some more on the site day by day. It's a good time to log on in the afternoon. There's afternoon games. You want to log on to sportsgoombahs.com at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock for my posting. All my games are free. I couldn't care less about your money, just so you're happy when you win because I told you what to play. Once again, our plays are brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care, Maddie Lynn, Mikey Primo, best car detailers in the Delaware Valley, 215-322-2561. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. Mike, you got a play? You got something?
I do have a play. Okay. I had 2 of them last week. I went 1-1. I picked Clemson on a Thursday night game. They were -5. They only won by 3, sadly, but they got the win, so I'm happy. I don't care. I'll pay the money to get the win. But then I did say the Patriots were minus. The Patriots were dogs yesterday. Patriots were +1.5. They obviously beat the Bills by double figures. That was easy money. And I mean, I don't like the line of the Patriots this week. Like you said, I think it's 14.5 right now because it's too many. We saw opening week too many screwy things with late touchdowns and people. I don't like that. But I do like the. Let me pull back up. Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Steelers are -1 this weekend, and they are playing. Sorry about this. I got to pull back up. Steelers are playing. Oh my God, St. Louis, the Rams. Nick Foles is bad. He showed it again this week that he is bad. I don't know what Cash was thinking. So Pittsburgh -1 against the Rams. I'll take that. Rams do have a solid defense, but I trust Big Ben.
See, I don't like that line. That line.
I don't buy into those things. Just like the Patriots line yesterday. That's a Bills line. Why? That's a Bill. I never buy in that it's a blank line. They're the better team. I think they're going to win the game.
I always tell people, if you want to bet football, it's a very hard sport to win money on. It's notoriously hard. I mean, college is a lot easier, and if there's anything that is easy. But with the NFL, you got to put your hand over those points. You just got to put the money, just pay the money lines, or just don't pick the team without looking at the points. It's simple enough. The points only come into play 10% of the time of all these football games.
Yep.
Documented. You know, you got to take those. It's so hard when you look at those points. I got to lay those points. But it's teams like the Patriots at 14 points. You know, that's 2 base hits. As far as I'm concerned. You know, all right, good deal. I mean, either way we look at it, we're giving out winning plays on this site, and it's all for free. And we're still climbing at bestsportspictoday.com. I kind of dropped a little bit the last 2 days. Toronto plays posted on that one. Kind of knocked me down to earth.
You get into Toronto crazy on me.
I know. You're right.
Can't go 7-0 every week.
You're exactly right. And I got a weasel in Kansas City in and at it. I got to work it now.
I was going to say, yeah.
Kansas City, they're back. Everybody's making the run. Kansas City's got it. They don't have to, they're all playing for best record. I mean, Toronto's got to win all 3 of these games in New York to really clean it up. But they're down 1 already. The Yankees are forgazies anyway. So that's
those are plays.
Yep,
like you said, follow them along all week.
Yeah.
SGShow.net. You can always check Cash's Corner. That's where he's got all his daily picks.
Yeah.
Usually winners.
I want to go back to football just a second. There's a couple things that, first of all, they're saying Aikman's out for 8 weeks.
Yeah,
Aikman's out.
Not Aikman. I mean Romo's.
Did he hurt his sore throat?
Yeah, Aikman's out.
Pull the vocal
Joe
cord.
Buck's going solo for 8 weeks now. No one wants to work with him. Romo's out for 8 weeks minimum. Minimum 8 weeks. It's a half a season. No big deal. Half a season plus. We didn't mention Manziel, who came in to play football yesterday.
I was going to bring that up.
I'm bringing him up. Manziel came in and he played a decent football game. Will he start next week?
Yes.
I think he will. I think he should. I think you know what? At this point, I still don't think he's an NFL quarterback for any period of time. He might step in there for a while. He's going to get banged up. He's a little guy. There's only one Doug Flutie in this world, and that was it. And there's a reason why there's only one Doug Flutie, and he bounced back and forth. But Manziel's going to bring some spirit to the team, obviously. If he keeps himself clean, which that remains to be seen. He had a victory yesterday. Did he do anything? Did he
Manziel?
Yeah, did he go home to bed or
2 touchdowns?
Oh no, I mean after the game.
He was in Philly, so he couldn't go get a cheesesteak or anything, and be yelled at by you for hanging out late hours. So no.
Yeah, he didn't miss curfew, so you don't have to yell at him.
I just want to make sure you throw cocktails, have booze come stumbling into the.
No, this is mid-season Johnny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's good.
It's good boy Johnny.
Listen, if he can make a few bucks and then give Cleveland some hooting and hollering over there, other than LeBron James, then good. Cleveland's got something going there. Maybe. I mean, they're not a playoff team, obviously. But they're Manziel will put them on TV. They'll get moved up on a Sunday night game,
Just like
Thursday.
The chip machine.
Thursday.
I'll give it Thursday night.
He'll hit Thursday.
Thursday night's getting big, man. NBC's got it.
Monday night's not what it was anymore.
You know what? Sometimes I don't know who's playing. I ask you who's playing tonight.
But on Thursday nights, you know why you know? I'll tell you. I'll try to guess. One reason why.
Because it's the first game of the week.
And you got to get your fantasy things in, so you
that's
always know who's
true.
You always know.
And I packed this
because it's the first game of the week.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, and that's why more people are paying attention to look in. So that's why those games are getting better. You're realizing,
and because
at the end of the tail end of the week, it doesn't if you're waiting on Brady on a Monday night, okay, then that's a big game.
It's like I'm saying with you're always anticipating the first one, it's just like if you're going to a theme park, it's the drive there is you're excited for the way home, you don't really care. So it's like, that first game is like, it's football, it's back. By Monday, it's like, all right, I don't care anymore. All right. Yesterday was either you're beat from fantasy or you're just like, I don't care.
Come Monday,
I got work tomorrow. I don't care.
If you're waiting on a Monday night game, you're usually screwed anyway.
It's usually because you are trying to win your money back.
Yep.
Or you have somebody in fantasy you need.
Exactly.
You need to root against or root for.
I'm rooting against.
That's all Monday night. If it's not your team, that's what Monday Night Football is.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw reports this week about the federal government coming down on fantasy football websites and specifically FanDuel and the DraftKings.
Good.
Well, because the reason I think it is, and I'm almost sure that the DraftKings are involved with MLB. I mean, they got deals going with all 27 of teams, and now what I've read is a few teams aren't involved because of. I think one might be Toronto because of Canada or something like that. there's a reason, and there's a couple other teams that aren't involved. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I started hearing advertisements during the baseball games, and they use the word "our partners now with DraftKings." I'm thinking to myself, partners? How could this be? Now, I know, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's fantasy sports. Everybody. I mean, I'm on FanDuel, and I'm playing, and I like it, and I'm enjoying it. But what the feds are trying to put together is this gambling, and can it be fixed? Can it be organized? Are there players who can control stuff? And I'm thinking to myself, let's just take it for instance. Pick a player at bat. And is he involved? Does he have is he swinging? Is he playing for a team that's not playing well right now? Does he care if he strikes out? Is he involved for thousands, millions of dollars involved in some of these things, whatever's going on? I see you hear these FanDuel. Oh, what? Joe Schmo wins $100,000 last week on FanDuel. I'm like, what? Okay. How did he do that? And that's big money. That's no Joe Cashier. People who can win that kind of money can find an edge. We'll find an edge one way or another. And that's what the feds are worried about.
Yeah, that's like every week you can say, hey, Joe Schmo won $1.5 million playing the lottery in Idaho. You're not going to win that. No offense to you. Right. You're not going to win it. I'm not going to win it. My friends aren't going to win it. It's just not going to happen.
The federal government's collecting tax on that. I think there's a problem here with what they're collecting and what you're winning here.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the problem. It's the legal
gambling.
I know Jersey specifically got involved because of the stuff that's done online.
Yeah, because
out of the state.
Here's the thing,
and that's what they
want to have. They want
their piece.
They want gambling in New Jersey. They want that on. They have online now there. Okay, and the sports gambling, they want to get that, and this is taking people away from wanting to gamble. This is better than going to a sports book and betting on a game that day. You can do it any way you want with players. You can select your team. You don't have to worry about the team that's playing. You can stack your team up and bet on that, and you can put a lot of money down on it. You can go $1, you can go $100. It doesn't really matter, and it's all about the outcome of the game. So if you're not calling that betting on sports, what is it then? Give me the definition of it.
Also too, and it is betting on sports, but it's betting on. I think it's the way they're saying it can't be rigged. More so is the fact that you're pulling, you can choose your player from any team.
Right.
So you have to conspire to get 12 guys or to mess up.
I'm thinking about the players themselves.
Believe it or not, their main concern is this, because it's not real. You know why? Because of your phones. It's an app now. You can go right on FanDuel, and they just say people are racking up all these debts.
Right.
Just because, it's not real money. It's on an app because it's an app. It's not like you're going to a betting window, and I think that's what they're worried about.
What they're worried about is Major League Baseball having control of this thing. That's what they're worried about. I mean, that's kind of like that's they're all about. Pete Rose isn't in there because of gambling. So what the hell are they doing back in?
Point. Yeah.
What are they back? They should. Okay, I'm fine with it and what it does, but Major League Baseball shouldn't be partnering with this type of act. You know what I mean? It's just not. It just doesn't look right. It's like saying, okay, I think there's a reason why baseball can't be in Las Vegas, right? They can't have. They don't want to have it. They can't have a football team in Vegas for some reason. There's NFL can't have a football team in Vegas. The NFL for some reason,
maybe, or in Nevada,
or something like that.
Nevada. Hockey, they might get hockey though.
Yeah, that's a different story. No one bets hockey but me. But what I'm looking at this because it's so big now. It's huge. It's
because you can't go 30 seconds without a TV commercial,
right,
or a show on ESPN mentioning it.
Yeah, right.
They did a report when I was watching on the news. They were talking about it, and I thought it was going to be a topic, so I really paid attention. There were seven FanDuel commercials or whatever DraftKings in the span of 42 minutes.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. Every commercial break you're guaranteed 7. to see at least one.
Yeah, and the NFL is looking at FanDuel now.
Because
there's so much money being circulated with this crew. They got it. It's like me. It's like I would love FanDuel to advertise here. Even though we're a small little station growing every day. Still, I could have picked up 4 or 5 players right here, which would mean hundreds of dollars for them.
Yep.
Simply $100. I mean, I know what I spent on FanDuel, to do that stuff. I haven't won once yet, but I like picking it. It's you know what I mean? If you're watching a game, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, let me just pick I'm gambling. I'm freaking. I don't care what you say. It's gambling. I'm putting money down on players to score points.
I mean, I hate to burst your bubble, and I don't think that FanDuel or DraftKings would ever partner with the Sports Goombahs.
No, I'm talking about partners. No. First of all,
I know you meant. I know you meant. You know what I mean? I'm saying,
no.
Whatever you want to say
with us.
No, first of all.
advertise. There you go.
They would, because I tell you what,
no, because I've been very vocal that I think that one-day fantasy leagues are just the downfall. So it's not fantasy football. It's pathetic. It's the worst thing ever. FanDuel and DraftKings are the worst things ever.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, so I have to make sure very clear that I'm very anti.
I'm playing it because I'm trying to earn.
No, I know. I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'm good enough that I could try to earn here. I could be one of those schmucks on the. Oh, I just won $100 million at FanDuel. No way, that's not happening. But you're right, because now the game is not about the activity on the field. It's about what comes up on your computer. It's stats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that you don't have to watch anymore. There's no reason to watch. And when you are watching, you got players from so many different teams. All you're watching is red zone because that's all you care about. Is because when the scores are happening.
That's all I care about. Even if I didn't play fantasy football, which probably isn't going to happen. I think one year I didn't play. I'm always going to watch red zone because I don't want to be locked in to the Washington Redskins, New York Giants on Fox at 1 o'clock. I don't want to watch the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers on CBS.
Right.
That's I remember when I was younger. And that's what you had. That was it. That's what you want. I remember thinking to myself, like, I would love to get, NFL ticket.
Yeah.
And I never got it. But now that when Red Zone came out, it's just like, oh my God.
I used to. When I was a kid.
How did I watch football anyway else?
When I was a kid in the 70s, the Eagles were terrible. And closing on in and out of the 80s, I used to love those West Coast feeds with San Diego and the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
You got Kirk Gowdy and LD Rogatis.
The 4 o'clock games are always way better.
It was great.
I used to pray the Eagles were 1 o'clock, so that way at 4 I know I can get a good game.
Right.
Who was the Philadelphia guy, quarterback for Oakland? Was it Oakland? I think it was. Gannon, right? Yeah. I like that because
he was
from
Super Bowl,
here.
didn't he? Didn't he go to one Super Bowl with that?
Yeah, he lost to the Bucks. Yeah,
the Bucks. Yeah.
So that was like cool because you were getting,
That was our Philadelphia connection. We had the ex-coach there who beat us, going against the Philadelphia Qs, the quarterback for the other. There's always a connection.
Yeah.
It's like those guys that had that fight down in L.A. yesterday. There was a big brawl in one of the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah,
so I was like, wait, I can't wait. There's got to be a Philly connection. They're going to say Philly caused it, man. Somehow, somebody from there.
I couldn't tell where it was because you saw Vikings, you saw Niners, you saw Bills. You saw. I'm like, who was
at the bottom of the pile? There's a 1980s Eagles jersey,
probably
with Bill Berkey's number on it.
That's it. We knew there was Philadelphia
and a Santa Claus hat on.
That's not waiting for. It's going to happen. It's going to break down somehow. If the dude who started, he probably was born here or something like that.
No, what probably happened was that it was all Eagles fans around cheering for it. Like, yeah. We're the guy. We're the a-holes
throwing snowballs out.
Cheer for it.
Yeah. So you're right. I don't know what the fact that the feds are involved and looking at this thing, which means they're not doing it because they're bored. They're doing it because there's something there. There's some kind of control. When there's gambling and there's control gambling, then they know money's being moved around. There's an edge being developed somewhere. And the edge is that Major League Baseball is controlling it. And if they can control it, they can control the players. And then you may not think it can happen, but when there's that much money involved, when FanDuel and DraftKings became multi-billion-dollar companies, and 3 guys invented DraftKings and put it together, So it's not like this is a corporate from the start. These guys put this together, and now they're millionaires, and they're not doing anything but put their names down as CEOs of this stuff. And I'm sure now, once this happens, there's going to be other companies coming out too with this stuff. Smaller companies maybe running the same idea. They figure if they're allowed to do it, why can't
they'll have one little tweak or improvement or something like that?
Yeah, that's going to happen. And then, eventually it sounds like DraftKings and FanDuel are going to become one company very soon.
You think?
Yeah, it's called the NFL. Once they buy up that money, it's now NFL fantasy sports NFL. Brought to you by Roger Goodell and the cronies. For the most part, that's where that's heading down to.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, did you watch the debates last week? You watching that presidential stuff?
I didn't. I was
insulted,
jammed
man.
up at all.
I just want to get a little off the sports right now before we head into the wall report. I sit there and I watch that stuff and I think, am I the moron for watching this shit?
I would like to have watched it, but I did not.
Jeb Bush smoked pot 40 years ago. Does that mean he broke the law 40 years ago?
So did Clinton.
I'm just saying, in general, they're admitting this stuff.
So did Obama.
Lock him up, man. Lock them all up.
Who cares? It's legal in 2 states, supposedly. So, what's the difference?
The difference is that each one of these debates that we watch, the sport that it is, because the reality TV that it is, that CNN and Fox have made it, have nothing to do with what these clowns think. And I'm calling them clowns because when I see them up on the stage, they look and act like clowns. They stutter, they mumble, they make faces, they got hairdos. It's an act up there. It's SNL, man. It's what it is. It's a skit. And I don't know what they're trying. I don't know what they're trying to say up there that's going to catch me. This Trump nitwit. I mean, I call him a nitwit because he may be a nitwit, but he's a front runner. Every time he says something bad, more people like him. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see the next thing he's going to say. You know, he hates everybody, loves everybody, everybody loves him. He loves everybody. I mean, the guy is just everywhere. But that seems to be, I saw something on a debate of newscasters talking about it. It's not Trump. It's what he's doing. Obviously, he's changing the political, landscape of how you do things out there, letting people know if you actually are honest and truthful and say things that are true, that you will get people to go with you instead of bullshitting them all the way down to the end. So whether they want Trump as president or not, it doesn't matter. He's the flavor because he ain't bullshitting anybody.
He's being Donald Trump. Yeah. It's not like he wasn't like this
he's being himself.
Ever.
Right? Yeah.
You knew what you were getting into, and just as a flash, I guess a news flash or whatever. Wisconsin guy, Governor Walker, he dropped out tonight.
Well, he had a 0.5 share.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a knucklehead too. Dropped out. They'll all be dropping like flies. And it's poor. You see, poor Jeb Bush. I'm in the wrong place, the wrong time. What am I even doing here, man? I definitely should have waited another term. Yeah, wait till my brother's legacy is sunk somewhere. He's pulling out everything. He don't know what to say because he's not the type of guy who's going to go out and speak his mind because he's not allowed to. Got two people. He's a puppet. He's got two people telling him what to do.
Oh yeah.
I smoked pot 40 years ago. I was like, are you kidding me? Who cares? Why'd you even say that? And he started throwing out and pointing at everybody. He says, sorry, mom. I'm like, what? I mean, come on, man. You're running for president of the United States. You're not looking to be the pumping gas at Sunoco station. You got a pedigree. Not a good one, but you got a pedigree. But I just got a kick out of that, and
yeah, I don't.
I know you're not in that category yet.
I'm debating on whether or not I want to vote. I only
another 30 years you'll be there.
I only want to vote, and I only want to register to vote because I want to get jury duty and get out of work. So
you want to get jury duty?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You kidding me?
Really? For what you wish for, man.
Wait a minute. Do you get paid for your jury duty
$9.
At work? Yeah.
From your work?
Yeah. I can
well, then absolutely.
I can get it both ways.
too.
I can get it both ways.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't get fresh here. Keep it PG-13 at least.
Come on.
Get it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, he hasn't been the jury duty yet.
I had a friend who had called him for jury duty, like the little auditioning thing, and he was he was pissed about it. He's like, I don't want to go to this thing. I'm like, I think it'd be fun. You get to play a character, you get to show up because they ask you. I've never done it, but have you done this?
Oh yes.
They have the screening thing. It's like, well, what do they ask you? Like, what do you feel about? Women.
You fill out this questionnaire of where the basic, I guess, your psychological profile type thing, and then it was so funny because when I got pulled in, it was at the time it was like some guy got hit by a bike when he was fleeing from the police, so he was turning around suing the police department, suing whatever, and all that, and they kept asking you. They ask you all the questions. The judge will ask you, all right, does anybody have any relatives in the medical field? And my mom and two of my brothers worked at like hospitals and stuff. Stood up.
Did that excuse you?
Yeah. No, he goes, okay, make note of your name, and then you sit down. He goes, does anybody have any relatives in the insurance industry? Yep. There's my brother, my grandfather, and my father. Stood up.
And your
wife.
Goes,
boom. Well, this was way before my wife. Oh. So, okay, sit down.
See,
anybody know any police officers are close? So I stood up, and they're like, the judge goes, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no. Who? And I said, my friend, I'm his best man at his wedding coming up, and his God's, just get out.
See, I would want to come and play a character like, I would hope the judge is like a woman, but like, sometimes I'm like, I don't listen to you people. Just real offensive. Just real. Let's add it.
No, you don't want to do that. You'll get contempt because they'll throw you in jail.
Why? I'm just being honest. Listen, I don't take orders from women. That's what I tell them. That way I can get out of it. Like,
you will take orders from this woman on this bench. You're just itching. I want.
I didn't know you can get in trouble for that. I thought it'd be funny.
No, they don't. Look,
they don't
in court, judges don't have a sense of humor in court unless they're sentencing you. Okay, then they have a real good sense of humor.
Look, I'm just being honest. This is the way I feel. I'm not going to be an unbiased, person on your judge, on your panel.
Cashy King, shut the left, Brendan B. Like your wall. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
When When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Need an electrician? Think about adding surveillance or security to your home? Call Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151. Ask for Big Joe and tell him the Sports Goombahs sent you. That's 215-400-1151. They're the #1 electric installer in the Delaware Valley. Guaranteed customer satisfactions. That's Beacon Systems at 215-400-1151.
Had damage to your house? Avoid the hassle. Just call Castle Public Adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company. 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cash, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh. Goombahs, that's your king. Shut right to the wall. Rocking the 515 studios. Got a little time left. But you watch the Emmys? You watch the Emmys awards last night?
Never.
I said it before. I know you never would, but me and Bay were a little older. It's,
I'm looking to see if your show was even nominated. I don't see it up here.
I watch the Emmys because the show, sometimes it's good comedy on there every now and then. They get it's better than Academy.
I do like Sandberg. I mean,
yeah, I thought that. And that's because they brought him in there. He's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, he's like Adam Sandler Jr. I think. Always the two of them, they're like the clone. They're like one. They could be father son type thing, like they're the same type of a character, sort of like. But no, I didn't even know it was on. I was disappointed. I turned on Stern this morning. They're talking about it. The highlights. They used to do that kind of stuff, and
I know I used to be like all over this when I was younger. But I guess but oh, wait a minute. Your guy, Liv Schreiber, Ray Donovan, was nominated for lead actor in a drama, and he did not win. He lost to John Hamm, Mad Men. So.
Hey, I don't. You watch that?
What?
No,
Mad Men. No interest. I do love Hamm though.
You know, what's he? He's in some. He's in When You're Born, a couple movies, isn't he?
I like Turkey too.
He was in The Town, which is probably one of my top 3.
I need to see that. I
never saw The Town.
No, which I know. You know what?
Says the guy who didn't see The Godfather.
You're the one who me for everything. The Town.
I know. I've been told to see The Town. I just haven't got to it yet.
Ben Affleck, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
It's a comeback movie.
I saw it. I saw it coming on HBO, and I was getting ready to watch it. It was late night. Passed right after it. I go. You know what? I'm renting it tonight.
Please,
I'm getting it tonight.
I'm begging you.
What's it? A police movie or a mob movie? What is it?
So no, it's like they're like bank robbers. Hamm's the cop trying to foil their things, and it's good.
Oh wait a minute, I've seen it.
No,
I know because I think I saw parts of it. I because I remember
you got to sit through it.
Him and Affleck together. I remember. I have to start seeing him. I remember you told me to see that a while ago.
Yeah. But my last name gets a reference in that movie because it's based out of Boston. And
Mikey Warpall.
Yeah, Affleck said
Wappa. Wapa.
Back the guy in the garage.
It's Jerry Renner. He said he's talking to Ben Affleck. He goes, "I didn't spend some years in Walpole for you." I'm like, see, it's a jail. It's a big jail.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
so. Hey, a lot of that Boston, like Ray Donovan's all Boston accent too.
Yeah, that's awful Boston accents.
It's the same. It's a Boston accent.
No, the acting is poor.
How do you know?
I've seen it. I told him. I don't just blindly hate the show. I gave it like 6 episodes.
That's it.
And
6?
That's
the first
more
season?
than enough. That's way more than enough.
Oh.
If after 6 episodes you are not drawing somebody in, it's not going to happen.
You know, if you watched The Wire for the first 6 episodes, you probably wouldn't have watched that either. But you had to start getting into the show because everything related backwards.
And after 6 episodes, I will either be getting into it or I'm done with it.
Yeah,
6.
Especially for an hour-long show. If you can't draw me in 6 hours, you failed. You failed.
Not your thing, man. Not your thing.
Not my thing.
Not your thing. No, I understand that. But your thing is, we know what your thing is. Now, the Wall Report.
Yes, it is. And boy, do we have a Wall Report for you today. Like I said, we haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've all been here.
B's been on vacation for a couple of weeks.
B's been on vacation. We had an Eagles game.
He's got a new job. You meet the new job, same as the old job.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I am a hooch song.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we got a lot to catch up on here, so bear with me. We're going to kick it right off with Floyd Mayweather, who had his final fight of his career, according to him, against Berto. He bored us through another 12-round decision.
You watched it?
Oh, no way. No way. I would never watch that. He immediately retired at 49-0, which, first question, do you think he's actually going to retire? You're telling me somebody's not going to say he's $30 million?
If he's going to fight Ronda Rousey, then I'll watch. That's it.
No, he wouldn't because he would lose that. He only fights Palm. That's why I fought him.
I love her,
also,
man. I'm in love with her. I got a crush on her. I read all her stuff, watched on. I don't know what it is.
I just want her to cross over to that geek fandom and be like in one of the superhero movies in the Marvel world.
No, she'll be there.
Yep.
She's it.
Perfect for it.
Dana White found his next one right there. Easy.
They want to
guys,
do her as
girls,
Ms. Marvel.
everybody.
But the good thing about the Mayweather fight was it did the worst Mayweather numbers in his 10-year career.
Good.
His 10-year
be done, be
career.
gone. Enough.
Still 500,000 buys, but it was the lowest in 10 years.
500,000. That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's
really good. It's really good for us who don't like him. I'm tired.
He's done.
He lost a lot of money because he always takes a share of the pay-per-view cut.
What was interesting to me is that he fought so fast after the. Usually these guys wait
because the guy he fought was. I don't want to call he's a journeyman.
Yeah,
he's a journeyman.
He wanted to see what his value was still out there. He wanted to throw it out.
He wanted to get 49 and get out.
Yep.
And that's what he did.
That's it. Yeah.
So thank God. Hopefully, it's the last we hear of this guy.
Yep. No one else keeps coming up anywhere. Yeah. Boxing is like dead. The water, Klitschko and dead.
Now, as if the NFL doesn't already have enough problems. Former NFL Pro Bowler and star Darren Sharper. He's literally in prison as we speak right now, so he's not watching the show. I can say this safely. But he did make the first cut of the NFL Hall of Fame ballot. Why do you even put him on?
Well, you know what? Because the NFL it's a little different than baseball. I mean, you look at the criminals that are in the NFL. Look at the ones in the Hall of Fame. Look,
they're trying to clean up the rep.
Yeah,
and it's not like when you have.
They don't know how to do that.
But yeah, it's not like. There's some kind of outside thing. Like you can pick and choose who makes this first cut. Yeah. You chose to put him on here.
Yeah, it's in.
You looked at Darren Sharper's name and go, yeah, put him on.
He's not going to make it. But still, the point is, you don't put him on.
He raped 9 people. He's in jail for years.
You got to do a heck of a lot in the NFL to get.
I know.
Sex with them. I mean, just look around you. I mean, the all the stuff they did in the NFL, and the most press got to a guy deflating a football. So
that was the worst thing he could have done. He may not be in the Hall of Fame anymore because of that.
Yeah.
Because he may have known something. UFC star Nick Diaz.
Yep.
Speaking of being too hard, by the way, the NFL is not hard enough. UFC Nick Diaz, he was suspended for 5 years. What did he do?
Beat his wife?
No.
What?
He smoked weed.
God damn.
He tested positive for weed. That was it. Not for meth, not for crack, not for heroin. He smoked weed. Actually, your girl Ronda Rousey is very outspoken about this. She said this is the ridiculous, the dumbest thing she's ever heard. He's 32 years old. His career is effectively over. You ended his UFC career
from a drug that grows in the ground.
Yeah,
and that's used to cure some medical stuff.
Yeah.
It's used to cure it to help with pain relief.
Yeah,
And
no,
stuff
I mean,
like that.
I'm not a weed guy. I'm very,
Neither am I, but for medicinal purposes, go for it.
But you shouldn't be suspended for 5 years from your craft.
Do you know the amount of spousal beatings?
In UFC, it's rampant.
Rampant. I watched the thing on TV a few weeks ago, and that doesn't even get punished like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even hear. You have to dig for that.
Yep.
They're good at hiding that. What's the big deal? I mean, now if any of their bouts in Colorado or Seattle, in
but listen, and I don't want to.
Oregon.
I don't want to take your time.
Go.
The rule is you can't do this.
Yeah.
So they're going by the rule of the land, not by what.
Yeah, it's not the U.S. rule.
Right, it's not the severity of the case. It has nothing to do with the fact of the matter. It is, and just like Tom Brady's situation, they put a penalty that wasn't in the books. They made up their own penalty, which this one is in the books.
Mm-hmm.
You get caught testing positive for a drug, you're gone. They don't specify what it is. If it's one of the illegal drugs on the list, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So they got a rule to follow. Whether they want to change the rule because of the leniency on marijuana in this country now, that's up to them. But right now, that's their rule. So whether you like it or not, that's it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You're right.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's just like of all the things people are doing these days, and guys smoking weed.
They need to relook at that.
Tennis star James Blake, he was violently arrested by a plainclothes NYPD officer.
I watched that. Yeah.
The case is just mistaken identity. I mean, I wouldn't know James Blake if he walked in this room. To be honest, I know who he is name wise, but I saw the picture, and you can also check this out on the. No, I'm telling everyone out there. You can check this out on the Wall Report page at sgshow.net. After the show, we'll put some links up, but the picture I saw looks pretty similar. You can't blame the cop for this one.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and guess what? Like
he did take him down hard.
They're both light skinned, shaved head, beard.
Yeah, right.
Thin. I mean,
guess
I
what?
blame the guy.
I don't know if it's abuse the way you took him down. It's just
exactly.
It's just a takedown. I've seen worse in the UFC.
He's sitting there.
Tennis player.
He's up against the door like this, stand like that. I mean, if he's bad. And you can walk up to him. He doesn't look like he's putting any kind of fight. To take him down, whack him down, step on him, have your knee.
Just
in
do
his back.
With the football kids. Just spear him from behind,
just
right?
spear him, or just walk up to him and say, "Hey, police, pull a gun out and say,
I got the gun.
You know what I'm saying?
Mass hysteria.
Well, I don't know what the guy they were looking for.
He's just innocent, man. What are you doing? Put your gun away.
I don't know what the guy. Do we know what the guy that they were looking for did?
Credit card fraud.
Well, it's not warrant for gun pulling either, I guess. Okay.
You walk up to him, maybe a little a firm arm, like, hey,
how you doing? We got you.
Yeah, but once, because that works out so well.
Obviously, I'm being sarcastic with that.
I mean, like we know Steve Austin. You're not going to do it like that.
Yeah. Now the Steelers. I mean, again, we haven't been here in a while, so we're going back to Week 1 NFL. The Steelers coaches are they're insinuating the Patriots had to do with their headsets going off during the game.
We talked about that.
Well, we didn't because there was no show. But
we didn't.
No, we tried to.
Yeah, we tried to.
But then, didn't pan out. But
lightning struck the studio.
Yeah, lightning struck, and in broad daylight at 6 p.m. But I mean,
he never supports me when shit goes bad.
No, I'm just saying this is the first time we're talking about it. That's all. You're the one who to bring up the wink. But I mean, just an idiotic claim here. I mean, come on. I mean, you watch the opening night game and. With the Steelers and the Patriots, the headsets.
Yeah. I saw some of the game.
Do you have a gate name for this one?
I saw some of the game. I didn't realize it because I was bouncing around. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was at work too, so I'm always at work.
No, you didn't know about watching it. You knew because they said there was something wrong. You didn't know what exactly they were playing in the headphones till I think halftime they said it or whatever it was.
Oh, so then I didn't know until after the game was over.
They were getting the home broadcast of the Patriots.
It was perfect. It was just perfect before because the blame game was all week long.
Yeah,
that they reopened Spygate, and now all of a sudden, the Steelers are listening to the play-by-play of the other team in their headphones.
Yeah, now it's Motorola Gate or whatever.
And what was funny was the Steelers were all discombobulated during the first half. They were throwing the ball over the place.
What's up? There's cheating Patriots. NXT, which is the WWE developmental, one of their divas, Zara Schreiber. She's also the girlfriend of current champion Seth Rollins. She was fired following dug up photos from her Instagram 3 years ago. Photos featuring anti-Semitic photo pictures, swastikas, and Hitler things.
Not good, man. Bad for business.
The social media is
crippling.
It is. It's crippling.
It identifies it and it's crippling.
Like we all have. Everyone here has social media. I don't do anything that's gonna cost me a job.
No.
I may say the dumbest things to my friends, person to person. There's no track record of that. You can't fire me for that unless one's wearing a wire.
I tell my daughter, careful what you put on these things because the
colleges will look at
and it doesn't go away when you erase it.
Here's the funny thing too. When you go for jobs,
they look it up.
They make you open your Facebook.
Well, they make me open it, but
to say open your Facebook. Do you have a Facebook? What? Well, and when they ask you that, they've already Googled you.
Yep.
They already requested you.
Yeah. So there you go. If you don't open it, boom.
Under the name of John Smith, they already requested you.
Open our Facebook page up. You see us three idiots there.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. All you're seeing is us three idiots. You're not seeing us saying, "Oh, screw the this and the that and the pictures." Yeah, we're not getting into that.
Right.
Former NFL running back, former first-round pick Lawrence Phillips. You remember him? Charged with murder
with LA Rams.
Obviously, Rams. I think he played for the Niners on a comeback trail. Right. He's charged with murder he murdered his cellmate. Apparently, is what we're saying. They even tested for possible sexual abuse. I don't know, sexually abusing his own male cellmate, possibly, allegedly. I want to throw all those words out there so we, withdraw liability. Donald Sterling, he's suing a former friend of his, Mako Maya King. It's a female, another one of his little friends that he has on the side, over items she allegedly stole from him. One of the items, there's cash and there's this and that. One of the items she stole from him is an oil painting of himself, and he wants it back. Why would you want a painting of yourself that badly? I mean, would you hang a painting of yourself in your living room? How tacky is that?
I'm not A-Rod.
He's valuing that. He also in his court claims he's valuing this painting at $10,000. For how much? Who's paying $10,000?
If he paid $10,000 for somebody to have somebody make it,
if he puts that on an auction block, that's not fetching $10. Who wants that racist old man? Bruce Lynn Jenner, aka Bruce, Caitlin, whatever you want to call it. He or it was a 5 handicap as a male. Now that it's a lady, he's playing. He says he's going to be playing from the female.
God, what a bunch of bullshit.
The PGA is telling him he needs to restart his handicap as a woman. So he was a 5 as a man, which is it's really good. I don't know if you guys know about that. So he's only going to be even better.
This is such a fraud, man.
See, this was the whole time. I understand.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is not, I mean, great. Normally I would talk about this because it's not really sports related, but it kind of is because like we mentioned before, it's opening that box of now he's a woman. So he's playing for a woman. I understand
what you associate
listen
with
here. Listen,
as a person, you know but guess what? Physically and for all those purposes, you're a guy. Right now, you are anyway.
He's a freaking guy. Talks like a guy. He's got a pair of nuts. All he has is a wig and some lipstick and some eyeshadow. And all of a sudden, he wants to be a woman and do all women things. And not
to play with the women team.
So you're wrong. You're wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong. It's extensions.
It's not a wig.
It's extensions, right? He doesn't get the hit from the women's tees. He's got arms, muscles. He's got body weight. He gets it from the man's tees. He gets that. Yes, he's got a penis. He's got to use the men's room. For God's sake, enough of this shit already.
I knew that would get.
You know what? He wants to be a girl. Get a vagina. Enough of this stuff. I'm tired of hearing about what he should. What bathroom should he take his shit in? I could give a damn.
I think he's well on his way to getting a vagina. I think he's well on his way.
Yeah, we'll even put that on.
He can't
you know what? I tell you what. Put that on his Twitter account, on his video. Let's see what that looks like while he's getting that done.
I don't want to see that.
God damn it. Enough of this guy, this clown. He's got the biggest fraud ever on everybody. All this guy is doing is tallying money. Money after money.
Question I want to
Jenner's, he's banned from the show. No more. I don't care what he does.
I have one more.
And why come he hasn't gone to jail for hitting that lady from behind?
I was going to say, let's say he gets convicted, which he's not going to because he's rich. And rich people.
What jail are you going to put him? Men's or female
jail? That's exactly what I was going to ask.
You know, what are you going to do? Where's he going? What a scene that'll be in jail. Can you imagine the guys and girls? There'll be chaos. We don't know what to do with this dude.
That was the point I was going to bring up. If something ever happened and he had to get you associate and you're going to hit from the women's tees, you're going to use the women's bathroom, but when you go to jail, where did it?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about here. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting in that shape. Yeah,
he'll get a lot of play in the men's
correctional
facility.
We know. That's what we just said. That's right. That's the point I'm trying to bring out here. That's what I'm ripping for. But it's enough talk about this clown.
But here's the thing: it doesn't matter. It's what hardware you have. That's where you're going.
Whatever.
Anyway,
that's what you say, but I don't know what they say.
Kansas State, they suspended their band leader following a very controversial formation during its halftime show of the game. They made the outline of the rival Kansas Jayhawk, then made him open his mouth, and something came into his mouth.
I saw that.
It looked like a penis, but what they said, and I watched the video, it doesn't really look like it. They said it was actually the Starship Enterprise, is what it was. That's what was supposed to be going into him. I don't know why the Starship Enterprise was going into his mouth. I don't know what that would symbol.
What the hell are you talking about?
It didn't look.
If you watch the video,
I'm a Trekkie.
He knows.
I'm a Trekkie, and it didn't look like the Enterprise to me.
What's going on
Okay,
with this?
and any of them, A, B, C, D.
Yeah, and I don't know why they would even do that though. Dwight Howard was stopped at a Houston airport.
Smoking dope.
Nope, he had a loaded gun in his carry-on.
Even better. What the hell?
He was not detained. He was not arrested, and he was actually allowed to go on his flight.
With his gun.
No, the friend had to come pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up. Yeah, well, of course.
Now, Cashy, tomorrow I want you to go to Philadelphia International.
With my gun?
I want you to have a loaded gun on you.
Pope should be in town.
And let's
That'll
see what
be real
happens.
good.
Let's just see how they treat you.
Yeah, treat me the way I love
There won't
boom.
be-
I'm against
There
the
won't, be,
wall.
there won't be a show next week.
No show next week. Absolutely
You, will
not.
not. You definitely will not be allowed to board that same flight.
Yeah, well, you know.
And they say they don't get the preferential
Well, maybe if I
treatment.
showed him my jump shot. They'll let me on the plane. Who knows?
No, I wouldn't do that. It's funny. It's funny. This is a couple prices
Dwight Howard.
of this is jersey prices out there right now. If you want to go and buy a Deshaun Jackson Eagles jersey, it's going to cost you $80. If you want a shady Eagles jersey, it's going to cost you $90. RG3 jerseys, he still plays for the Redskins. $47. That's how low he's fallen.
Yeah.
You can't even though he's on the team, his jerseys are still
You know
almost
what it is?
half as the price.
He's a disgrace.
He's
a disgrace.
he's
to
at
team.
the lowest of the low.
Yeah, he is, and you know what? He's a product. He's a product of their owner. That's what he is. He represents the ownership of that football team. That's That's what it's been like since Snyder bought that.
What a
football
fall
team.
from grace.
Yeah. I mean, and I remember him sitting in on ESPN with Gruden doing that quarterback show he does. Very attentive, very smart, talking like he knew what he was doing. You know, thought for sure that he would be the next one in the NFL, the next Michael Vick, but one step better when it came to accuracy and power on your ball. But maybe he got run. You know, he's injured. He got run down. He got run down by 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago or was it last year?
No, it was definitely at least 2 years ago.
2 years.
It was
ago.
3 years ago.
It was at least 2.
It was 2 years. Yeah. Well, I said it would happen. I said when he was drafted, I even gave him the name C-3PO. That's what I called him because I knew that he was, a machine ready to break down because his type of football doesn't work in the NFL. You can't do it.
I agree. Yeah, that's what
Not in the NFC East either. It's not a good place to start.
O.J. Simpson, his Heisman Trophy found its way onto the online auction block. But here's the thing: 22 years ago, that same Heisman Trophy was stolen from the USC campus. So naturally, once the authorities got alerted of this, the guy is now facing up to 6 years in jail.
OJ, right? The same.
He said I didn't steal it. He said I bought it 20 years ago. And he said, I went to a guy's house I found it online. The guy dug it up out of his backyard to give to him. And then when he sold it for $500 and I believe a Toyota Corolla or a Honda or an Acura, one of the two.
What?
That was a sale. Now, if I'm going to go buy something from you and you dig it up out of the ground, something's I know you didn't get that legally. You don't just hang out with that in your backyard in the ground. So yeah, he's facing 6 years in jail now.
6 years in jail for that. Yeah,
for selling,
that's unbelievable.
Selling stolen property.
OJ's still ruining people's lives.
Yeah, even from beyond
22 years later, he's still ruining people's lives.
Behind the bars.
If you're that guy, you got look. Can I make a deal for like maybe 6 weeks, 6 months if I tell you who the other guy is?
No, they have no idea. They did say his name, but they don't remember who. You can't track him down. Here's a little touchy subject. Adrian Peterson, he had a side chick. Adrian Peterson's very known for having lots of kids. He has 8 already.
Likes his babes, man.
So his side chick was pregnant with his 9th kid. She had a miscarriage, but she's still suing him for medical bills and pain and suffering. She wants $20 million or $2 million. I believe it was $2 million.
Piece of cake for him, man.
But I mean, pain and suffering. I don't know how you can possibly claim that.
Well,
why is it his fault?
His sperm.
So it's her having a miscarriage.
Listen, talk to someone. Someone talking to these Republican candidates and tell them about sperm, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I actually think that it's a live organism.
He's of course saying he's not going to settle for anything, which I'm glad he is because men need to. For $1,000 probably.
Yeah, Just like Yager will in the picture of him with that girl in bed.
I was going to mention that later. But
he's not settling there. He's already said he's not.
Yager's drunk. He's so damn drunk he didn't know where the hell he was.
I was going to mention later. Yes, I mean the photo of Yammer Yager. He an 18-year-old Czech model. She sleeps with him. Then she takes a picture, of course, while he's sleeping. I know someone who did this, by the way, with Chad Hall, former Eagles receiver. Did the same thing to him. Took the picture and said, "Hey, I will put this out there if you don't give me money." His exact words were, "I don't care."
Yeah.
There's it. Picture right there.
There it is.
We'll put that on the Twitter.
He's proud of it.
So here's the thing. I mean, again, I'm not one of those players but it's either I pay you money or the world knows I banged an 18-year-old model.
Oh no, not that.
No, please.
What's Yager? 40? He's 40.
43.
Yeah, something like that.
43. And here's the thing.
My man.
I looked it up. I'm like, okay, is this a scandal? Wait, he's not married.
No, it's not. Yeah,
he doesn't have any kids.
He has
do whatever the hell he wants.
That's what he said. His exact words were, "I don't care."
Yeah, here's the thing. You got to look at the idiot he slept with. Though. Now you got to evaluate who
she
with.
Had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he's on the Czech Republic team, the junior
hockey player. Yeah. So she comes out looking like an absolute fool.
So meanwhile, he could be the father of both of them. Look at that way.
So I love that story.
Should have been an athlete.
WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Oh boy.
Arrested and charged with
murder. He was
murder.
my guy, man, back then.
Of
he
his
was the only one I
girlfriend. And the way he got caught, he basically ratted himself out. Yep. It was because of his autobiography. His story changed in his autobiography. Then in his 1983, I believe, police
account. Yep.
So they looked back into it and they realized he did it.
Yep.
You probably did this. All you had to do was not try to put out an autobiography. And you would have been. You would have literally got away with murder.
Some sort of relative to The Rock too. I think that the family. Yeah, I would look that up, man. I think there's.
Oh.
Yeah, because the other guy, what's his name?
No,
man? There was another guy who used to fly out the rings too.
You're thinking of Tonga Kid, maybe?
Mahita or something. His name was back.
Rocky Maivia.
But
his dad.
I don't believe
Chief Peter Chief Peter Maivia was his grandfather.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I think there might have been just. I'll check that. See if there. Oh, who gives a shit anyway? Rock's a Rock.
Yeah, I care. But speaking of The Rock, by the way, I didn't mention this in the thing, but he is expecting his first little pebble.
He got married.
He's not. It's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But
he was married.
The Rock.
Yeah, he was married, and they're still business partners. It's weird.
Listen, you know what? You know that it's going to be Ronda Rousey and The Rock, and there's some kind of adventure movie.
I would watch that.
Bringing the UFC and the WWE together, plus the idiots like myself and everybody in to see this, to see these two.
Of course,
because they are when it comes to that, the athlete or whatever you want to call them.
A+ celebrity.
Yeah, A+ celebrity. She's running the show now.
Mm-hmm. Notre Dame, sophomore safety Notre Dame, Drew Tranquil. And anytime this happens, you're always going to be on the Wall Report. His season's over for the second straight year due to an ACL. This time he tore it, celebrating a pass breakup. Not a pick, not a touchdown, not a win. He broke up one pass and he tore his ACL, celebrating with a teammate.
What did they call it? Did they call it the who's the kicker that did that for the Tampa Bay?
Grammatica.
The Grammatica.
Yeah, it's the Grammatica.
Yeah.
It's the Grammatica. At least Grammatica kicked the field goal, which is the apex of what kickers do.
Yeah, right.
You didn't pick it off. You just batted it down to the ground.
Right.
So that's an ACL. Good for you. Former MLB star and never going to be Hall of Famer, Rafael Palmeiro, 50 years old, signed a 3-day contract to play for the Sugarland Skeeters. It's a independent league team. He went 2 for 4 in his debut. With an RBI.
Was he? Did he never did? Confess he was one of them.
No, he's fighting to his grave. I think.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it. But he has no shot. But his son plays for the team. It's Sugarland Skeeters, by the way. It's the same team that signed Clemens a couple years back. Right. And last year they signed Tracy McGrady. So they're obviously they're obviously about if you have a name, well, you can come play baseball. Why not?
Come see.
He went 2 for 4. He actually was benefit of the team.
Yep.
Jim Nance, and just. Did you see his comment? This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Which one?
The one with Charles. Just the total dick move on Jim Nance. And I don't know what he did other than this. I'm just going to mention.
What, Charles what? Barkley?
No, Jamal Charles. Jamar Charles.
No, I missed that.
Jamal Charles obviously fumbled to cost the team.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets back to the bench, grabs his helmet, and he smacks it against
I watched
it. Nance goes, well, at least he held onto the helmet.
Yeah.
That's a vintage Nance. I love Nance.
Yeah,
I love
he's
Nance.
good.
He's a sloggy.
Yeah, I like what I'm liking about a lot of the NFL broadcasters. They're starting to even with the Aikman with the Eagle game and being they're starting to not worry about what's right and what's wrong. They're talking about what they're seeing now. No toe in the line anymore. Not like like the Philadelphia Flyers announcers where they can't say anything bad.
Yeah.
And it's getting
for Comcast.
Yeah, right. And it's not worry about that. They're telling it like it is because you know what? We're seeing it. So stop telling us what we don't see. You know what I mean? Especially on TV.
Alex Rios hit a home run in the Indians versus Royals game at the Indian Stadium. And the fireworks went off. Big firework display for his home run. Unfortunately, Alex Rios plays for the Royals. Indians firework guy accidentally just got excited. He shot too early. Shot it off too early for the wrong team.
Yeah.
He got booed. It was
a
standing boo. A standing boo for the man. And we mentioned this before, but this is actually not the Buffalo Wild Wings, but there's another video of the 49ers fan, or a bunch of 49ers fans jumping and just pummeling a Vikings fan after the Monday Night Football loss. And, of course, not national headline news because it's not in Philadelphia.
It will be.
San Francisco, of course, is the same play. Those other end, they were actually getting beat. Do you remember the Brian Stowe or whatever it was a couple years back at the Dodgers game? And he's still like brain dead or something. I mean,
somebody got killed, too, there, isn't he?
He didn't get killed. No, yeah, that's the Dodgers, I think. Somebody killed somebody. But, yeah, these were places where people are literally dying and going into hospitals and stuff. But, nope, we're the bad guys.
Yep.
We're the bad guys.
It's because it sounds better. We're the bad guys. It always did. But that's old. And anybody who says it now talks about us and the Santa shit and all that crap and all the things we did. They look stupid now because it's so far gone that when you say that, it's because you don't know better.
Yeah, you're just Googling Philadelphia fans, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Did you know that Division I college football has a mercy rule?
No, I didn't.
They do have a mercy rule. ACC's Boston College played some 1AA school Howard. After 12 minutes into the game, it was still the first quarter. It was 42-0.
It's impossible.
Ouch!
How can you run that far in the first quarter? Man?
So in the second quarter, they already went to their fourth string quarterback, who was, by the way, the nephew of Flutie. Little Flutie was in there. He was playing some quarterback. It was 62-0 by halftime. So the coaches met at halftime, agreed. They shortened the quarters down by 5 minutes for each quarter. So there's 10-minute quarters. So the last two ended up being 76-0. But
that's got to be so embarrassing. It doesn't get any more embarrassing than that.
Yeah, I don't know who initiated that, but that's embarrassing. Because who was it? The other coach saying, "Hey man, we're killing you. We gotta shorten it." Or was the other guy saying, "Look man, please stop." Either way, that's a bad look. But yeah, that they have that anymore. Let's see. There's Dubois, I guess is how you pronounce it. Pennsylvania high school. They scored 90 points. Quarterback threw for 782 yards.
Nice.
They still lost the game. They lost.
I guess you won fantasy points.
And they didn't even cover. They lost. I mean, there's probably not lines, but they lost by 27 points with that, by the way. They lost 107-90. Which actually would be 17 points. I'm really good at math.
What was the no defense?
They lost to They lost to Medville High School. Again, it's Pennsylvania teams. Medville High School, for those you don't know, which is probably everybody.
Sounds familiar.
They're the same team who lost 79-78 last year. So I don't know what kind of scheme they're running, but we're
gonna play defense. It's like it's like NFL football. Just outscore your guys. Try to outscore the other team.
I mean, that's. I want to go to those games. I'm been stuck here watching Ben Salem High School, who lost 25 straight.
I do believe that was and Medfield, they have that there's their Turkey Bowl day, their Turkey Day. That was that game. I think 79-78. It was crazy.
But that's it. I'll watch that game. That's like arena football.
Yeah.
Columbus Blue Jackets defenseman Jack Johnson filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. He's 28 and still playing, for the record. It's not one of those retired old guys. Mm-hmm. He just can't pay anything.
Decent player.
Yeah, he was third overall pick actually about 10 years ago. He's claiming his parents stole his money from his whole career.
Possibly.
He says he has $50,000 worth of assets and he owes $15 million.
Well, he spends.
As an active player, you don't
too many checks.
I don't know. I don't know how that happens. You still have checks coming in. I don't know how you only have $50K in assets.
Yeah, somebody's on your.
I think I have more than $50K in assets.
It happened. Look, it happened to Billy Joel. Guy stole $300 million off of him.
His
manager.
You don't even notice that.
Yeah,
it means you have too much money. St. Louis Cardinals. They are starting Randall Grichuk in center field for a recent game against Braves, I believe. I don't know who it was. Cubs, actually. Despite the fact that he can't throw. And he literally can't throw. He just came off the DL with a strained elbow. So when balls were hit to him, he would need to underhand toss it to the right fielder, who would then throw it in. Great video. You got to see this. This is a major league team. This is a playoff team. Apparently nobody else can play center field. I mean, it's literally it's like backyard stuff. Like I can't throw.
He's got legs.
You throw it in. Yeah. The Yankees. We got two more for you, Cash. We'll hang on there.
Fine, man.
A Yankees, a former equipment manager. He wrote a tell-all book, just blasting he worked for the Yankees for many years. Among his many claims, one of them was that Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada engaged in a sexual relationship in the clubhouse sauna together.
Nice.
That's one of his things.
I needed some dough on Jeter, man. I finally got something.
Hold on. Did Posada get a goodie bag too?
I don't know. Outfielder, fourth outfielder, journeyman Gerald Williams apparently was having sex with an underage concession stand worker at games. Apparently,
Yankees.
Chesley Fielder played drunk on vodka on more than one occasion. Dow Strawberry drank whiskey during games. You gotta like that one. And there's a whole bunch of claims, and we can post these later. But I mean,
that's why Yankees win.
The headline, of course. I mean, Jeter and Posada gang it out in the club sauna. I mean, if that's, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. That's got to be a lawsuit, right? You just physically you can't say that.
You can't say that.
You can't.
I think you can't say it.
You can't say it in an interview. Yeah, you print it in a book and sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's sellable. That's the way you sell.
Oh, it's definitely sellable.
Well,
you don't want to hear more about that story? I want to hear more.
Yeah, I want
to hear more about Jeter and.
Oh man, not there's anything wrong with it, but Jeter,
I know that,
man.
Exactly. That's a golden boy.
Crystal clean, dude. You're gonna nail him after the fact. Yeah. I didn't know what he don't have chicks, man. He's not married, no kids.
Your mind is like a steel trap, though. Jimmy Snuka is not a blood relative of that family, but he married into it.
Dude, I knew it was somewhere. Hey, I knew it had something to do with The Rock, man.
Well, I knew he wasn't blood.
Go ahead.
We'll end it on a positive story here. That's what we're all about here at the Goombahs. We're all about the positivity. Arkansas Tech. They had a defensive lineman pass away in the offseason, so their opening game, teams do this. They start with 10 players on the field. Well, on the first play of the game, they sacked the quarterback who fumbled. They picked it up, ran back for a touchdown with only 10 men on the field.
Nice work.
Nice, yeah. And they of course,
ambitious.
He was there. He was
he caused the fumble.
He caused the fumble. So
there you go.
See, it's all about gays.
Let me tell you, so we talk about everything here. Let me tell you, so we talk. It's not just the NFL in this joint.
Yeah,
we get it all done.
We talk about the afterlife.
I can't wait to go back to the baseball. I started out with baseball. Guys interrupted me. I had a whole thing on the Phillies and the joy of watching them play ball. Man, jeez.
Yeah. On the positive note, Phillies have essentially clinched the number 1 pick in the draft.
There you go.
It's exciting.
I can screw that.
There you go.
So they can draft some 17-year-old, and in 7 years we can hear from them.
Cashy King, Chef Left, Brenda B. Like your wall.
Extended wall report.
Here it is.
We'll go back to normal length next week.
Yeah, well.
Because we'll be back next week.
Yeah, that's right. With more NFL chaos and commotion. Sports Goombahs live from the 515 studios. We'll see you next week. Yeah.